Good afternoon. It's Sunday the 24th of May. I have a sunny glow to my left, your right. Welcome to this noonday movement snack on this sunny/windy, cloudy/sunny Sunday. If you're watching this back on YouTube, this was one of the videos from the previous week. But for now, we're going to say welcome to the live movement snackers, the first of which is from Totnes. Good afternoon, Pauline. Great to see you. I'm guessing the house isn't crazy today and you've managed to tune in. Swiftly moving on to Scotland and Cambridge from Dawn and Odile. I think I saw Gosport sneak in. Did I see Andy sneak in from Gosport? Possibly, quite possibly. Hola, Pauline. Thank you for the Spanish welcome. Other languages are available. Please feel free to say good afternoon in any language you would like, movement snackers. Sunday dinner with Bex. Not quite dinner, Andy. I'm no chef of the edible variety, but I can put a good movement snack together if you fancy. Hello, Fran. London's here. Gosport's here. Cambridge, Scotland. Llanelli. Hello, Christine. Gillian's in from Port Talbot. Along. Oh, it's the Welsh posse there. Llanelli, Port Talbot, and Dyffryn Rhondda. Rhondda. I'm going to get into trouble with my teeth, my accents. Hello, Carol. Glasgow's arrived. Scotland, Wales, Gosport, London. Anyone from Ireland coming in today? Is Joy coming in from Killaloe or Vanda? Daggers is in. Maddie from Daggers. I'm only saying Daggers because you used it yesterday, Maddie, so I'm assuming that's okay. It's a bit dull, but I don't think it's, yes. Dull, in and out, shorts on and off today where I am in Havant, me and Mum. Checking out the time. This is the preamble, the pre-broadcast broadcast. If you're new to the page, new to the group, we will be getting going very soon. This preamble has become part of the community. You can choose to ignore it or embrace it. Please say hello. Tell us where you're coming from. It really helps us all understand the reach of this movement mission. Hello, Louise, an Irish Londoner. Okay. For that one, Louise, I'll put 2 pins on the map and maybe join a dotted line, maybe. Hello, Gillian. Port Talbot, 2 in from Port Talbot. I bet it's windy down at Aberavon today, down on that beach. I've had many a windy walk down on Aberavon Beach. Joy, I just talked about Ireland, wondered if Killaloe was in, and here you have appeared. Good afternoon. Very close to a 3-2-1. Just before we lead up to that start point, folks, just to remind you of the active calendar. New people are still joining the group, so if you go to the very first pinned section of this page, there's me talking about the introduction to this mission, almost 10 weeks ago now, and we mentioned this calendar. All of the kind of fundamental movements that underpin these movement snacks are in here. But of course, in the actual movement snacks, Dave, Kelsey and I and Dawn Scouten and Bob behind the scenes want to give us as much value and input as we can through these snacks. So there's lots of extra stuff that come through over and above the calendar content. Spain's arrived. Hello, Sheila from sunny Spain, Palma. Let's get going. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley from Later Life Training. Sunday the 24th of May, noonday snack. We're going to dive straight in. We've got seasoned movement snackers and fairly new movement snackers. We'll offer you seated and standing options and variations. Have a look at the movement. Decide which one you'd like to try, or you may choose to watch back after and then join in. Make sure you've got secure support, that your area is safe, and just work. The right pace is your pace. Let's go. Elliot Chapel Day Collective is in. Let's go. Come on. Okay, I've got my notes. We start every movement snack with a circulation boost. That means either a seated position or standing. Any standing activity for circ boost, please. Use external support. Don't want to challenge your balance. Make sure it's fixed, stable. Could be the wall. Walls are universal. They cater for all heights. In stand, balance across both feet. External support close and kind of slightly in front of hip. Lift and lengthen out of the hips. Open up the shoulders. Let's start moving with a steady march or walk on the spot. Now you can probably see I'm betwixt between a rug and hard floor here. I chose not to move that today because it's important that we are aware of the environment in the surroundings. So for now I'm going to step all the way onto the rug so that I have a consistent surface under my feet. Or I could choose to step onto the hard floor. Still consistent, but feels slightly different under my feet. That may be the same for you. Whilst we're taking this march, keep focusing on this lengthened posture. All of the support of any movement comes from the centre. Ankles, feet and toes, turning sideways so you can see. Heels come up first. Continue with that in stand. Bring in the arm as and when you're ready. I'm going to just put in some seated prompts. Seated prompts are sit tall away from the back of the chair. Hip walk forward so that I come into shot. Lift and lengthen out of the centre to get that same support. Here's the arm action. A definite bend at the elbow, bringing in both when you're ready. If coordination is up for it, bringing in legs as well, or you may decide to break it down, arms and legs separately. Either way, whether you're in stand or sit, have a glance at your feet while staying lifted. Are you making the most of ankles, feet and toes? This seated march is really generated from the feet. And if we're moving towards standing work, we really want to improve mobility in the feet. You may decide to bring the arms, hands slightly together for that sit march here. Helps get a little bit more guide of that back position on the elbow. So in stand, one or two arms or both together, take a pause, and after that circulation boost, we should feel the need to take a deeper breath or a couple, nothing more. We're not looking to be out of breath or breathless. It's to boost the circulation and prepare for the first movement today, which is, you have the menu, a heel raise mix. Heel raises feature in all standing activities, stairs, slopes, bending to pick up objects and stepping over objects. Here's the options. Have a look or join in when you see it. External support. Don't want to challenge balance. Feet are hip width apart. We take a heel raise up and then down with control. I'm going to turn to the front so that you can see. Support sideways here. Can you see the little gap between my feet? All the support from the centre. Have a look where my feet, toes and ankles are. And the weight is really over the big toe and the second toe. That really helps with the stability of the ankles. Have a feel your way around that. Ensure that you're as upright as this position of the posture will really help with the balance of that. But using external supports, lift and lower. Try to lower a little bit slower if you can. Here's the seated options. Continue with that stand. Seated options are the same. Bring the feet back a little bit. Keep the support in the active posture. Squeeze the heels up. Have a check. The weight's over big toe, second toe and lower down. If ankles, feet and toes aren't on your radar or not part of a goal that you want to work towards, go with the lift and shift. Hip walking forwards and back. Okay, take a pause. So the idea is you kind of feel your way around that movement. Now I've given you the prompts. We crowbar them through into the rest of the day. Can you see this is a movement we need to, for reach, grab, getting higher, but also coming downstairs. We come down the stairs on the ball of foot first. So all of the body weight is through the ankles and feet. Having done a few of those, let's have a shift around with the pace of that. So the other thing we need from this is power. So a little bit of push on the way up, but a control on the way down. how different does that feel to have a little bit of pace on the way up and then a control down. So just feel your way around how pacing changes stuff, and it really does shift the effectiveness of strengthening ankles and calves. One more little variation to add. Take the push up, start to lower slowly, but then at the bottom end, allow it to have just a little bump, a little drop as it were. So a push up, start to control down, but we can also add in the mix this little kind of heavy landing. That also helps to contribute to kind of bone health as well. And in daily life, we need ankles, feet and toes to respond to different levels, to come down steps, but also to react when we feel unsteady on our feet. So this pace, this little bit of speed of movement is also important. Okay, having got the kind of raise from the ankles, I'm going to switch now to the upper body. When we are reaching, grabbing, functional activities of daily living, we need the shoulders and we need the trunk and the lower body to all work together. Let's just take a focus on arms down by side, same in sit, arms to side, or you could have hands here on the thighs. Lift through the centre, weight even across feet, and we're going to alternate a downward press and a forward press, and then change. So just while you're rehearsing this, take it, trying to get both arms in the shot, just have a think about what's happening, take it on a controlled extension. Now you may want to give yourself some extra balance here, so you can just rest the hips on a wall or a fixed surface, could be here, like so. That allows me still to lift tall, and then my arms are freely moving here. Can you see the position of the wrists also? So I'm starting also to think about pushing activities also, the wall press that you've done over the weeks. Once you've got that action in, can you add a little bit of squeeze at the end, so you kind of generate your own resistance? Can you feel the difference? There's the angles, and then push down and push forwards. So we start to get some extension through the arms and some work through the shoulders also. Exactly the same in sit. This opposite actions also tap into coordination learning when different sides of the body do different things. And that's really important in terms of functional lifting and reaching, whether that's with two hands or with one. Third movement is buttercups, which links into our knee bends and all our stride bending to pick objects from floor. In stand, you might want to put one hand on your buttocks or two. In sit, I always recommend everyone tries this in sit because you can really get a good sense of what's happening with your buttocks. Buttocks up, build up buttercups is my stupid phrase for this. Lift and lengthen. Now just give them a squeeze. In a hard chair, you'll see how the buttocks contracting cause us to have a little bit of a raise. That's just the muscles getting firmer and harder, shifting the body up. If you're steady and confident in stand, power up to stand, take up some support and just feel that buttock squeeze action in standing. This applies to our knee bend activity that we're going to move on to. So if you take your feet side by side, lengthen. Let's take the knee bend, and on the way up, bring in that buttock squeeze. Here, knee bend, drive up. Now push through the heels and give your buttocks an extra squeeze. And you're creating the tension on this. And in sit, heels back and down, squeeze through the heels, and just as if you're going to lift off the seat, but not quite. So it's half of a jockey lift here, and you can see the hip hinge coming into that. If jockey lift isn't an option, if lower limb not an option, then stick to the buttercups. But can you do left and right? Can you isolate those? These big muscles of the backside feature in all of our reach, step and grab big leg movements. Knee bends in 3 positions. Let's take them here, stand up, take the side one, knee bend here, stand up, come back to centre, and then try the step forward and the knee bend and come back. Imagine you've got eyes in your backside and you're looking behind you. That is really a critical movement. Can you see it's generated from my backside straight back here? Last one, we're going to crowbar in, folks, as part of this buttock, backside, back of body focus. The muscles here in the back of the thigh that also contribute to our powering out of a chair, steps, stairs, those things. Now in standing, take up support. Have a look at this leg, have a look at this one, and then feel your way around it. I take a little bit of a slide back, and you can take a buttock squeeze as you do that. Pick up the heel, place it down, and then stand on it. And that can become a kind of fluid movement. Give that a squeeze, lift it up, take it down, and release. And then, of course, don't forget to do both legs. So we have a weight shift, squeeze back, pick the heel up, and down. Now you'll start to feel, as that knee bends, the back of this muscle here starting to work. Trying this action in seated can offer more benefits around getting some strength activity in there. Have a look. So I've taken a hip walk forward, focusing on this leg nearest you. Just take the foot slightly forward. Can you see here? Now with a little squeeze into the floor, I'm going to keep pressing into the floor and draw that foot back to a comfortable position and then step forward. So we're using the floor as a resistance, and you can control how much. It's slow, but you can start to feel the contraction here in the back of the thigh. Try a few of those on the other leg, lift up through the posture, start to feel your way around that. How does that feel? You'll feel tension, you'll feel resistance in the back of the thigh, the back of the knee. In the standing option, we don't have that resistance. We just have a little bit of gravity. So even if you are steady and strong in standing, it might be worth just having a go at this one, starting to feel, yeah, that's my back of the thigh. Okay. One little last thing to kind of bring all those together. If I take my knee bend, my buttercups and my arm presses, I can start to take a bend and a functional reach in varying positions. So I can go wide again, I can prepare, I can reach with or without the heels. If I bring my feet back to parallel, bend, lift. So you're bringing all those in together, and it may be that you don't take the heel raise, but you take the forward reach, and just explore the knee bend with that functional reach at the end. There, we aren't one or two hands reaching away, all with the heels. You'll already be doing these movements in daily life. In seated, it's the same. Start to reach and lift away. Take the forward reach, squeeze the buttocks to bring you back. So these movements will be in your day somewhere. Or perhaps you've started to avoid doing these types of movements. Perhaps you're thinking more cautiously about lifting high, lifting low. Hopefully, if we can be more mindful of how to best be successful with these movements, perhaps you'll kind of revisit, go back to stuff that perhaps you've started to do less of. Functional movements, we're already doing them in the day. If we can be more mindful of how we're doing stuff over time, it will improve. All of these movement snacks linked together. The mobility from Dave this morning, some strength and balance and functional lifting and reaching here. And then later on with Kaus, when we look at flexibility, weight transfer and sway, all of those three themes directly influence picking up objects, stepping up objects, lifting, reach and grab. That's why we're here in the movement snacks. Crowbar one of those. Take one of those movements that we've just done. Identify if it's happening in your day already, or perhaps be more mindful the next time you reach, grab, bend. That's it. Thank you very much. Kelsey's with you at 4 for a sway and stretch. Dave's with you tomorrow morning for more mobility to get you going, and I'll see you tomorrow lunchtime. Keep on crowbarring, everyone. Bye for now.